Hi friends, today we are going to talk about trackers to add to your 2024 planner, specifically your March planner. So these are all trackers that I love to use every single month and I create. So they're just some ideas of the things that I'm doing in case you want to create any of these for yourself. If you don't want to create them for yourself, I do have an Etsy shop and you can go there and grab it as a digital download. I have them as a bundle, and then a couple of items are singular items like the habit tracker and the mood tracker, but you can also grab it as a full bundle. These are items that are for Big Happy Planner, Classic Happy Planner, Mini Happy Planner, A5, and the Daily Grind Planner, though the Big Happy Planner is letter sized, so you can actually just use that and print it at a scale percentage for whatever planner you use and insert it into anything. All right, so this is my goal page, and I like to set 4 goals here that are kind of big things for the month. Sometimes I look at personal goals or business goals or family goals or social goals, all sorts of different things. And this month I chose 2 self-care and 2 business goals. By the way, all the paper and pens that I love to use, I have linked in my Amazon shop, so you can check out down below. I'll try to leave those links for you just to make it easy as you use printables or work in your planner if you like the pens that I am using. This first goal is not a SMART goal. It is just more of a reminder to myself. And so if you guys don't know, a SMART goal is something that's measurable, that you can track. And so take time for me, not really something I can track. If I wanted to turn it into something trackable, I'd say 30 minutes of self-care every day, and then I could write down what I was doing for that self-care. But I just really want to focus on taking time for myself as a busy mom of 2. So making time for reading or crafting or, whatever. The 2 business goals that I have are 4 YouTube videos a week here on this channel, and then 15 new Etsy listings in March. So that'll, of course, include the April bundle, which I put out every 20th day of the month is what I aim for. And so that I'll have individual items there, as well as I'm hoping to come out with some other printables that are not related to the monthly bundle, because I do come out with those on occasion. And then the other goal for self-care related things is bed by 10 p.m. I'm currently at the mercy of our 1-year-old. He's 15 months old, and he is dropping down to 1 nap a day. And so bedtime and wake up have been super variable lately. So getting to bed by 10, 5 days a week will be very helpful in making sure I actually get enough sleep. All right, next up, I love tracking my moods. We have been through quite a lot these last few months, and so I have had some overwhelm. I've had, some anxiety. I've had some okay days. I've had really happy and excited days. We've had some good times, but I love tracking this. I can either just fill out one color and make it like the overarching mood of the day, or I can add 2 or 3 colors if I kind of was all over the place, whatever works for you. But I like to have 5 moods that I track, and typically the ones that I track are excited, happy, okay, sad, and overwhelmed, though there are, of course, a lot more that you could do. Also, this would be great instead of a March mood tracker. If you wanted to really track anything, just white out the mood and write in anxiety, or write in any goal that you have set, really. And, like a reading tracker or a crafting tracker or an exercise tracker, which we have a step tracker that looks very similar to this that we'll see in a minute. But you can really use this kind of thing for anything that you'd like to track. I typically fill this out the morning after so that I remember everything that happened that day previously and not just the overarching feeling at the end of the day, because I found that those can be very different feelings after I've had a night's sleep. All right, so my habit trackers, I find tracking 6 habits is very helpful, and I don't like tracking more than that. That just seems like too many, but of course, you can track however many you would love to track. The great thing about printables is that you can print out each piece as many times as you want. So if you want more habits, you print out more pages. Or if you're creating them yourself, you just create more spaces for your habits. And of course, I always love to add color. So here I am using my mild liners to add some color into these before I write down the 6 habits that I'll be tracking. The 6 habits that I will be tracking include reading before bed, drinking 100 ounces of water a day, stretching, getting 6.5 hours or more of sleep each night, tidying the main floor, and then doing my nighttime routine. I will say stretching is part of my nighttime routine, but it's something that I haven't really added in lately, and I need to. You know, carrying around kids and being so active feels very tight and sore, you know, and I don't want it to keep feeling that way, especially since I'm still healing from a sprained rib and all of that. It's just everything's tight and needs to be stretched out as it heals up and strengthens again. I like to think of habit trackers as things that you're trying to work on to put into practice that become something that you do without even thinking about. So my habits change over time, and as one thing becomes normal, then I'll let it go and then add in a new habit that I'm trying to cultivate within myself. This is the step tracker, and the only real difference between it and the mood tracker are 2 things. One is these lines coming out from it, and that's so you can color code your steps in the little place where the dates are, but then you can write in the number of steps inside these lines, and it makes it so you can see it really well and see how you're doing. And then there are the boxes up top, and there are more boxes than the mood tracker was, and they're labeled for you. So it does every 2,000 steps has a different color box, and I like to color code it. So this month I color coded it in rainbow order. And so I hope to have some of the higher colors up there, you know, the 8,000, 10,000, 12,000 color codes. But lately, this last month, I've had some 6,000 to 8,000 ones just because not me, the whole family went through RSV. And so the first half of the month was just like resting and stuff. So we were lower for a little bit. But now that we're through that, everything's coming back up again, and it's looking super colorful and bright, and I'm loving it. So this step tracker has been super helpful because I do have a Fitbit, but I don't necessarily check in and see how many steps I'm getting each day unless I go back and write it down. And I write this down the next morning so that I have a full count of how many steps I had from midnight to midnight on that particular day. And I just love how this one came out. The theme this month was Hello Spring. Everyone over on Instagram suggests themes and then votes on them, and it's so fun to come up with themes together and then just figure out what I want to doodle, and this has been so fun. Water is one thing that I struggle with. I am a mom of 2 kids. One is still young. I'm still breastfeeding, so water is super important. And so tracking my water intake has been really helpful to make sure I'm getting enough. But also, I wanted to be able to write down some tactics to help me figure out how to get more water in. So I have this journaling section on the side. So I just went ahead and filled that out, but of course not filling out the water tracker until the date of. So next up are some things that I don't need to set up. There's a sleep tracker, a gratitude log, and then a 31-day challenge, which we will set up. So the sleep tracker, I track how I sleep and how much sleep I'm getting because I tend to not get enough. And then gratitude log, I love checking in once a day on something that I can be grateful with. Sometimes it's a bigger thing, like a person or an act that someone did, and other times it's as simple as coffee or sunlight or something like that. All right, so for my 31-day challenge, the thing that I've really struggled with this month in February is enough sleep. So one of my goals in that first goals page that you saw was going to bed by 10 p.m. So that is going to be my challenge here, somewhere that I can mark that off. And that also will help me reach that 6.5 hours of sleep that we saw earlier as well. I've always been someone with a lower sleep need, but still 6.5 hours is something that I really need. 7 has always been a stretch for me. 8 is never going to happen. It's just something that I deal with. and I do well in 6.5, so I'm trying to get back to that again. Then I have a workout log, which it's not super intense. It's just writing down my physical activity for the day. No sets, no nothing, just writing down like simply what it was. So that was nice. This is my self-care bingo. I love it. I love trying to get a bingo each month, and I change up the prompts. And so there is a free space that I just filled out, and every month it's really fun to see what new self-care ideas I can come up with and try to get a bingo. There are just a couple of journaling pages in there, a notes page, and then my month in review page. The month in review page I will add a little bit more color to as well with the mild liners, because I love doing that with boxes lately just to add more color to the page. Oh, I will add the self-care bingo is one of the few items that I do offer in my Etsy shop, and that is separate from the full bundle. It does come in the full bundle, so don't add both to your cart if you choose to shop. But if you're only interested in the self-care bingo, you can grab that. Let me know what other trackers you use or planner insert pages that you use on a month-to-month basis. I'd love to hear what you've been doing, and if there's anything else you'd like to see in these bundles. I'm always happy to add another regular page. Then one-off pages for this month is a spring bucket list and a quotes page. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.